Hey guys, Short Midget here, making a video on another KWA SR10. So this is one I promised. This is the Will's Brothers. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly go over the externals. So we have a GMP Comp 2 red dot, got the stock KWA SR10 rail, one of these forward grips with the pressure pad areas, sleeves. We have a laser on here. I don't know what brand it is. It says Armed Forces Laser Module. Yeah. Light. Laser sight module. Can't forget the sight. So, and then also this really cool flash hider. That, I don't know if this is Mad Bull. I assume it is. Then the KWA SR10 rail. We got the stock hop-up barrel and bucking. Okay. He uses KWA K120s. This is the one he brought over, and this one actually feeds flawlessly. So, hope all of his mags do. There's a lot of feeding issues with these type of mags that I've seen, but he has 6 of these, I think, which is good. He's got a full loadout. The battery that we're using is an 11. He just got this. I ordered it for him. It's an 11.1 tri-cell, 1200 milliamp. 15 to 25C. I'm not going to pull it out. It's a little bit of a tight fit back here. I've told him and his brother not to put the stock all the way in when there's a battery in there and when there's no battery in there. Or when there's a battery in there. If I said that right. So that's that. It needs to be out at the 3rd position. So I hope that's comfortable for him. For Will, the 3rd position is perfect for him, which is good. But I don't know. I think this is the 3rd position. There's no numbers on this buffer tube. I think somebody actually like painted over this buffer tube and body, but it's not like spray paint. It's a nice paint. It's like maybe cryo-coated. I don't know. So that's that. It's wired to Dean's with a Sigma MOSFET. We have ZCI 1301s with 5KU bushings. We have the KWA stock motor, so running the stock motor. So that's the reason why it's going to be a little bit slower rate of fire-wise. If a ZCI balance was put in here, it would easily be getting 30. There's the stock KWA spring guide, SHS piston, Sorbode. Everything else is stock. There's KWA sector chip on the ZCI gears on the 1301 set. Stock trigger contacts, clean, very clean brake on the trigger contacts. I have noticed with all the KWA SR10s that I've worked on, using the stock motor is a pain because the pistol grip plate does not want to be all the way put on. Let me go and try to show you this. So we have see how it's angled there? If you tighten it all the way, the gun sounds like garbage. And adjusting the motor height does nothing, absolutely nothing. So that is just very retarded, I know. So yeah. So let's go ahead and just fire this thing. The FPS is only about 330 with .2s. I told him it was going to be above 350, but the weak spring, I guess, the KWA weak spring, I don't know. I think it's probably an M100. It's got to be shooting that with a .2. But it's very, very, very consistent. The feet per second is very consistent. The range and accuracy is very consistent. So I don't know if he wants a heavier spring. I would recommend to him not to do a heavier spring, to be honest. I know a 330 feet per second is not very high, but you could field this anywhere. And it has the range still. I'll tell you, you can hit people at 200 feet with this. So this shoots, the hop-up on this is a little bit better than his brother's, actually. But his brother shoots pretty good. So let's go ahead and shoot this. Again, all stock hop-up. I think I've gone over everything in the piston head is G&G. Because the KWA non-ported piston got horrible compression. So let's go and shoot this. This is a not fully charged 11.1, so it's probably half charged or so. This thing is so consistent. I mean, this is only like 100 feet, but it's literally hitting the same spot every time. It does overhop a little bit, but I kind of just compensate, but it's going in the same spot every time, even though it's overhopping. I hope you guys can hear that steel target get hit. I think this grip should be moved back a little bit. So that is Will's brother's gun. The shimming is okay. It's probably a little tight. So maybe I'm losing around a second there. But I didn't want to pull it apart to reshim it. Not that I'm lazy. But it actually sounds not bad, in my opinion. Yeah, the shimming doesn't sound awful. I will say the trigger brake is so clean on this thing. Look at that. And that's just a basic MOSFET in the stock motor too. KWA trigger contacts cut off so well. They're my favorite trigger contacts. On a stock motor, you can kind of get it to... Nah, a ZCI balance would just rip in this, or even the high torque. So Chrono's at 25 BBs a second, if I didn't already say. And this is low stress, very, very low stress. It's actually really quiet because it's using a weaker spring plus a Sorbo. Even though he has no film-filled suppressor, and it's still pretty quiet. So that's his gun. If you have any questions, please comment below. You know, this is kind of a high-speed gun. I would consider it somewhat high-speed. It's upgraded. It's got the high-speed gear set for sure. Everything's done, AOE correction, greasing, shimming, all that sort of stuff. I spent about an hour and a half on this. That trigger pull is so short. Look at that. That's incredible. So I'll go ahead and take the battery out and show you what I was using. Okay, so let's see. Is the MOSFET warm at all? A tiny bit. It's going to be a tiny bit warm because this motor gets warm too. KWA motors warm up really everything. So this is the lipo I was using, 1200 milliamp, 15 to 25C, 1200. That's the one that he has. This is his brother's. His is still on the way, so his is going to be a brand new one. So it might shoot a little faster on that, but not a whole lot. When there's no battery in here, it can be at the second position. The second stock position, which is probably the one that he's going to want to use. So I may have to cut his wires shorter because on his battery it comes to Mia, so I'm going to have to wire it to Dean's. So I may cut the wires real short so that there's more room in here. That's probably what I'll do so that he can do it to the second position. Okay, so thank you for watching, guys. If you have any questions, please comment below. This is pretty good of a gun, you know. If I would change anything, to be honest, the only thing I would probably change is the feet per second. That's it. But again, if you change the feet per second by putting a heavier spring, you're going to wear out the motor more because these KWA's motors are not really torque. But if, you know, an upgrade spring like a M115 will put out about 390 with a 0.2, which is exactly what his brother's is doing, and then his ZCI balance, and you're going to pick that rate of fire back up and still get that feet per second. So that's just my take on it. But with the stock motor, it's better to keep the stock spring. And this is like a 2-year-old spring, so it's broken in. So about 330 feet per second with 0.2s on this thing. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.